afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is J5276, and I'm an idiot. I ordered what you see here in front of you, the Genesis Evangelion S2 Works, which is basically all the background music, all the theme tune, the closing credits, all in one, what is supposed to be a 7-disc box set. I ordered this, paid about £25 plus £15 postage from a seller in America who sold a lot of anime CDs and DVDs and memorabilia, and it's a bootleg. It's a dodgy Taiwanese cheap knockoff. So basically he's selling hundreds of these things, all various music from anime, Japanese video games, all stuff like this, and from what I can tell, every single one of them is a bootleg. He's got a huge wedge of feedback from people. In fact, it's the only subject in his negative and neutral feedback, and he's received about 100 of those this year, all of them saying, this is a bootleg, this is a bootleg, and every time he's saying, no, it's not. It's a legit item. I emailed him saying, this is a bootleg. He said, oh, I spoke to my distributors and they've said this is a legitimate item. I said, you've said that to everyone else as well. Did you not something was funny going on that people keep coming back to you saying this is a bootleg? So the ball's in his court at the moment because he's asked me to send it back or I get 75% of my money back. And it's going to cost me 12 quid to send it back to the US by the proper way, so... Anyway, that's not why I'm here. I'm not even going to name the seller in question. I'm sure if you know your stuff, you know who I'm talking about anyway. I'm not here to name and shame or whatever. Mainly because I've got, I'm trying to resolve this at the moment. But basically, I thought I'd quickly go through some of these Taiwanese knockoffs. I've done a bit of research on the back of this, and basically one of the things that comes out is that either people selling these, or the companies themselves, or sort of just general gossip on the internet, is that these things are legal in Taiwan but bootlegs everywhere else. This is bollocks, basically. What it is, after a bit of research, is I found out that up until 2002, Taiwan wasn't a member of the World Trade Organization and wasn't obliged to enforce international copyright. So basically the Japanese companies, or whichever companies, couldn't do anything about the bootleggers in Taiwan. And the Taiwanese authorities also, it wasn't their problem. It's not costing them any money. There's only money coming in. Taiwan joined the World Trade Organization in 2002, and it appears that the number of these bootlegs sort of decreased quite rapidly. I don't know how many these companies are still going, whether they're doing as much, I don't know. I've not researched it that deeply. There seems to be a couple of websites, very cheap and shoddy looking websites, knocking about for these companies. So if you think they're legitimate distributors, you must have had a bang on the head or something, because they're real crappy little websites that don't even work properly. Anyway, this particular one, the S2 Works, and I don't understand how all these various companies in Taiwan, which I'll list in a moment, decide who's going to do which albums, but so by rights, because this is such a rare item, and the new copies of these go on Amazon UK for anything up to 200 quid, which is partly why I bought it. But basically what to look out for the S2 Works is the front cover. I mean, the picture of the auction was just the front cover, and you can't tell. Now, had he put it on his side, you would have seen that. Now, it looks like an old multi-disc PS1 game, like the old Final Fantasies that come on 4 discs. It's still sealed, so I don't know how the discs are laid out. But the proper version on King Records, Japanese company, and there are no other versions. If it's not on King Records, you've got yourself a bootleg. Is on 6 individual sort of single-sized CDs. Sort of, you got the old CD singles in, or if you get a multi-CD compilation, that sort of thing. So the the proper version is like twice as thick as that. So you could tell immediately. I mean, it's a dead giveaway. There's also that there is, I don't know, is that Japanese? I don't know, Japanese, Korean, I'm not sure, but that indicates there's 6 discs. There's supposed to be 7. There's a bonus disc, which is in a cardboard sleeve. I'll put there are pictures of the proper version online. I'll post these in the notes or edit them into the recording. I haven't decided which. So yeah, even if you're anything sure, that the packaging is completely different. On the back, the barcode is different to the original version, and there's also no sort of Gainax logo. There's no company logo. There is no licensing information except for the company that produced the bootleg, the KO Trading Company Limited, or KO Records, or whatever they're called. So, I mean, it's the same music, but that's not the point. You buy these things, you don't expect to get a bootleg. I was very annoyed that it was an American seller doing it, and now he's trying to deny all knowledge. But never mind. I don't want to rant about that too much. But basically, the companies to look out for, besides KO Records, there is Maya Records, spelled M-I-Y-A. Sonmei Records, their black and white logo that just says SM Records Limited, alternatively. Ever Anime International, Alion International, Alion, A-L-I-O-N International Records, and there's one called that's known as Smiley Face. I don't know if that's their logo, but not necessarily their name. That's what they're kind of known as around the internet. So this is annoying. I've forked out 40 quid for what is a bootleg. I mean, if I wanted to get something illicit, I'd just have downloaded the damn thing, and so I've got to sort this out, what he's going to do in terms of refunding me. I mean, he wants me to return it. Well, I'm not going to return it just so he can flog it to someone else. And I'm not going to pay for the return postage for a problem he's caused, but never mind. So yeah, this now hasn't been put on YouTube just so I can rant about a particular seller. I've not named him. If you want to ask in the comments or send me a private message, I can certainly confirm or deny if it is who you think it is. That's not a problem. But I mean, this is the first time I bought sort of anything anime related in terms of music, and I get stung. So the lesson to be learned here is if it on eBay, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. And also, if you do get a bootleg or something like that, don't just take your money back and say fair enough. I've spoken to eBay about this, and they are looking into this seller. It is because he's been on eBay since 2008. I don't know how many of these bootlegs he's sold, but he's certainly ripped a lot of people off. So, don't just accept a refund when someone's tried to pull a stunt on you. That's how his business model's worked up until now. That if he gives people his money back, they walk away happy. Well, he didn't reckon on me. So there you go. Also, the lesson to be learned is ask questions first. I assumed because he had a picture of the item and he had the full track list that it was a legit thing. But ask to see other pictures. Ask for the barcode. Ask for the catalogue number. Just if you generally want the original item, then it's always best to check first. I made that mistake, and the stupid pillock that I am, I saw a copy almost the same price from Japan that was almost certainly a legitimate recording, but I passed it up because it wasn't new and sealed. So a fool and his money are soon parted. So I hope this has been any help. Any questions you have about sort of bootleg anime recordings, as I say, I won't name the seller in the video, but I'd be happy to confirm or deny who you think it is, either by PM or in the comments. I'll put a few links to some guides that go into more detail, but don't let any seller tell you that these are legitimate in some way. If they're not with the permission of the studio or the artist, then it's a bootleg. It's a counterfeit. It's pretending to be the real thing when it isn't. It should be fairly easy to tell when you got it, but it's always best to ask up front when you're buying something unseen, like on eBay. So don't make the same mistake I did, and don't take any crap off the seller if you know it's a bootleg and you know what you want to get your money back and be back where you started, and not a quarter of your money down because the seller won't pay return postage. Anyway, that's enough ranting for me. As I say, any questions, you know where I am. Thanks very much. Bye bye.